Guys, coming at you from one of my kids' bedrooms. I'm going to read another book. Hope everyone's doing good. Hope they're not too bored. I'm getting there, but, whatever. Alright, let's read your book. The next one is Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. And again, this is one of my old books. Name right there, and there's all the dwarves. Right? Yep, 7. Okay. Alright, let's get started. I'll read it and then I'll show you the pictures. Long ago, there lived a princess named Snow White. She was a beautiful princess, and like all the princesses, she lived in a castle. There she is. Her stepmother, the queen, also lived in the castle. The queen had a magic mirror. Every day she looked into the mirror and asked the same thing. Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the fairest one of all? The mirror always gave her the same answer. Oh, queen, you are the fairest one of all. But one day the mirror had a different answer. Snow White is the fairest in the land, it said. The proud queen became very angry. She wanted to be the most beautiful lady in the land. The queen sent for a woodsman. Take Snow White away, she told him. She must never come back to the castle. You must kill her. God, that got pretty serious pretty quick. The woodsman took Snow White into the woods, but he could not kill the sweet princess. He loved her too much. Instead, he said, Run away, child, quickly. You must hide from the queen. She wants to kill you. Snow White ran through the woods as fast as she could. It was very dark under the trees, and she heard scary noises, but she still ran on. At last, Snow White could run no more. She fell to the ground and cried herself to sleep. There's the woodsman. There she is running. I don't know how she's running with a dress like that, but, whatever. 2 rabbits hopped up to sit by Snow White. A little bird flew down and sang to her. Then 2 deer came to stand behind her, and a raccoon and a turtle sat by her feet. Snow White awoke and sat up. She was not afraid any more. The friendly animals led her along to a little path. Soon they came to a small house. Snow White tapped on the door. Is anyone home? She called. I wonder who's in the house. The animals pushed open the door. Snow White followed them into the house. She saw a table and 7 little chairs. There were also 7 little bowls. My goodness, she said, 7 little children must live here. I wonder where they are. She went into the kitchen. What a mess. There were dirty dishes everywhere. These are certainly 7 messy little children, she said. I think I will clean their house for them, and then perhaps they will let me live here with them. Finds the table. There's all the dirty pots and pans. Snow White got down on her hands and knees and cleaned the floor. Then she washed all the dirty dishes. The deer and the rabbits helped her. When the cleaning up was done, Snow White and the animals went upstairs. There she found 7 little wooden beds. Snow White lay down and soon fell fast asleep. There she is cleaning, and then she gets tired and goes to sleep. Not far away, 7 little men were climbing out of the cave. They had been working all day, digging diamonds. Now it was time to go home. As they walked through woods, they sang, Hi-ho, hi-ho, it's home from work we go. The 7 dwarfs walked up to the very house where Snow White was sleeping. It was their house. There's a light in our house, said one. Somebody must be in there, said another. There they are, coming out of the cave. And there they are going home. They were a little scared. Quietly, they crept into the house. They looked all around. The floor is clean, said one of them. The dishes have been washed, said another. Who do you suppose did this? Asked a third. One by one, the dwarfs tiptoed up the stairs. Perhaps somebody was hiding up there. They pushed against the door. Suddenly it opened, and doors fell into the bedroom. Pushing through. The noise woke up Snow White. She sat up, her eyes wide open. Oh my, she said, you are not children, you are little men. That is right, said one of the dwarves. But who are you? I am Snow White, said the princess. There's all the 7 dwarves, and there's Snow White waking up. I'm Doc, said the dwarf with eyeglasses. He seemed to be the leader. I'm Happy, said the big little man with a big smile. And my name is Grumpy, said one with a grouchy face. I'm Bashful, said the fourth dwarf. He did not look at Snow White. He just twisted his beard. I'm Sneezy, said the next one between sneezes. My name is Sleepy, said the sixth dwarf. And that's Dopey, he pointing at the little man beside Snow White. He never says anything. The seven dwarfs took Snow White downstairs. It was getting late, and they were very hungry. Snow White cooked supper for everybody. It was easy with so many people to help. This is the best food I ever ate, said Happy. Even Grumpy did not look as grumpy as usual. It was just like having a party with Snow White at the table. Even Grumpy looks happy. Later that night, the dwarfs sat in a circle around Snow White. The princess told the little men about the wicked queen who wanted to kill him. Oh, Snow White, you must stay here and live with us, said Doc. We will hide you from the queen. The next morning, the dwarfs went off to work. Snow White waved goodbye to them. Don't let anybody in, Doc told her. The queen may be looking for you. There they are, off to work. They go. But the queen was not looking for Snow White. She was looking into her magic mirror. Mirror, mirror on the wall, now who's the fairest one of all? She asked. The mirror answered, in the house of the seven dwarfs, Snow White still lives. She is the fairest one of all. Snow White still lives? Cried the angry queen. We'll see about that. She rushed down the steep and winding stairs in a secret room under the castle wall. There she is, asking the mirror, and there she is running down the stairs. In the dark place, the queen grabbed a dusty bottle from the shelf. She took a long drink from the old bottle. Poof! She turned into an ugly witch. Then the witch took two more bottles, a green bottle and a red one. She poured them into a big iron pot. She was making a magic brew. Next, the old witch dipped an apple into the pot. One taste of this, she said, and Snow White's eyes will close forever. There she is, turns into the ugly witch. There she is pouring the bottles in there and making a magic potion. The witch took the magic apple to the house of the seven dwarfs. There she found Snow White with her animal friends. All alone like that? Asked the witch. Here, take one of my lovely apples. Thank you, said Snow White, and she took a big bite. Not just a small one, but a big one. Suddenly she fell to the ground. Her eyes were closed as if in a deep sleep. Ha! Cried the wicked witch. My spell has worked. Snow White sleeps. I hope she sleeps forever. The queen did not see all the animals running off into the woods. There she is, fell asleep, and the wicked witch is happy, which isn't good. The animals ran to the cave of the seven dwarfs. Something's wrong, said Doc. Snow White must be in trouble, said Happy. The seven dwarfs raced home to help the princess. The wicked witch saw the dwarfs coming. She began to run. She ran so fast she didn't look where she was going, and that was the end of her. There they are. And there she is running. It looks like she fell off the cliff. I would say poor witch, but I guess it was a good thing. The dwarfs found Snow White in a deep sleep. Wake up, said Doc, tugging on her hand. Wake up, please wake up, cried the others. But no matter what they did, they could not wake the princess. The dwarves made a beautiful golden bed. They put Snow White on it. Day after day, they watched over her. Day after day, they placed flowers on her, and still the princess slept. Time passed. Then, one day, a prince came riding his horse into the woods. He had heard of the princess who lay sleeping on a golden bed. The handsome prince found the sleeping princess. He saw that she was more beautiful than the flowers around her bed. He bent down and kissed her. I wonder what happens next. Snow White opened her eyes. At last the wicked spell was broken. She sat up, smiling at the handsome prince. How the dwarfs cheered, how they laughed and danced and sang. The prince put Snow White on his horse and carried her off into the castle. There they were married and lived happily ever after, and the 7 dwarfs came often to visit at their castle. What a quick turn of events. The end. And there's the 7 dwarfs again. Alright. That's the end of that book. I will catch you guys tomorrow. Hope everyone's doing good, and I'll see you tomorrow.